No. Okay. That's fine right there for now. Let's get launched. Do you mind? So I'll have this so I can see what's coming in and what's happening.
It's live, just so you know.
It's live, alhamdulillah, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum for those who are logging in. Barakallahu feekum for spending some of this time with us. We know it's a very Mubarak time of the fast, Mubarak time in general. Qabla ghurub al-shams. And our Prophet ﷺ mentions that every night and every day of Ramadan, a believer has a da'watun mustajaba, an accepted prayer. Many of the ulama have mentioned and speculated that that might be right before the time that the sun sets. And mashallah, some of you are taking some time to spend it with us here to show some love and support, and we appreciate that, alhamdulillah. As we allow some people to kind of log in, we take some advantage of the time and make some dua and make some dhikr, and hopefully in the next minute or two, we'll kick things off, inshallah. I'm also going to enable the chat on the Cleveland Ilm group for people to send messages. Feel free to send salam there as well, inshallah. So. How many we got on views? So how many online so far? Two people, mashallah. Who are these two people? If you can say salam and say your name in the chat, inshallah. I'm going to enable the admin, anyone to message on the Cleveland Ilm. Okay. So maybe you can also send a few messages that we're live and things like that. Okay. And every now and then, give some words of encouragement, inshallah. Are you on the CLE with the dash or without the dash?
Without the dash.
All right. Are you only on one of them?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think I'm only on one of them.
Okay. Before they used to have limits, so we just opened the second. It's the same thing though. Where's these group permissions? Send messages. Are you on the dash or without the dash? Without the dash, right? Are you on the one with the dash or without dash?
Like dash between
a dash on side. No.
Oh no, I don't have. I'm not
hyphens there.
Dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
No dash in here too.
Okay. I'm going to add you, Amr, to the other one as well.
Okay. Allentown, PA.
Okay. How many viewers we have or listeners we have?
4 now.
4.
Sheikh Idris just gave his salam.
Alaikum salam, Sheikh Idris. MashaAllah. Sheikh Idris is one of our biggest supporters. And little does he know, we're actually one of his biggest supporters. MashaAllah. Sheikh Idris, we love you. Making dua for you. Alhamdulillah, brothers, make dua for me. He had a procedure done. And things are going well. May Allah Ta'ala give him complete shifa and taman la yughadiru saqama. In this Mubarak time of Ramadan, when dua is accepted, we ask that Allah accepts from him, inshallah. Okay. I am live as well. Alhamdulillah. So I see, mashallah, Nicola and Daniel in Allentown. They've always shown a lot of love as well. Whenever they're in town in Cleveland, they come and visit us here, join some of the programs. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mashallah. Are we able to see how many people are also online?
Is this the new one? Oh, hold on. I gotta delete that.
Does it show for everyone to see who's online or how many people are on? Or is it just the admin, the host, rather? Does it show? Are you guys on there? On the YouTube live link?
Yeah. It says there's 10 people on.
10 people now, alhamdulillah. So we can kick this thing off, inshallah. MashaAllah. Are you guys having lag over here or is it freezing? It's just my laptop?
A little bit of lag. Not too much.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
I would best not have multiple people streaming
Okay.
here.
So,
I went off the Wi-Fi. So
okay.
I mean, it shouldn't.
We normally have multiple like Zoom calls, but yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm frozen right now. So, clear. I'm just gonna go into it without being able to follow.
It's working for me.
Okay, and then inshallah, if you guys can just keep me updated with what's happening. People are saying salam, inshallah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa azwajihi wa dhurriyyatihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Wa ba'du, falhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, again, I wanted to thank everyone for spending some time with us in this very blessed time. It's these moments are precious and we don't take them for granted. Especially this time as the sunset approaches, people are fasting, maybe people are hungry and thirsty. The effects of the physical fast are being felt, but know also that the effects of the spiritual fast are being felt also, that the soul is appreciating this closeness to Allah. And a lot of times the feelings and the experiences that we have in the physical realm are very different from what we are actually experiencing in the metaphysical realm. So, for example, we know that the fasting breath of a person is very dear to Allah, even though it may be very putrid to a human being. So it may be embarrassing even at times that we're fasting and we have to go to work or we have to speak to our clients or we have to speak to people, and it could be a little embarrassing. But we were just reading in Taraweeh the other night that when Allah Azza wa Jal spoke to Musa and promised him that he would now meet with him. وَوَعَدَنَا مُوسَى 30 لَيْلَةً وَأَتْمَمْنَاهَا بِعَشْرٍ. We made a covenant with him to spend 30 days with him, and then we added 10. Some of the ulama mentioned that the purpose of adding the 10 was because Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was fasting for those 30 days. Not just the 30 days, but for the 30 days and 30 nights total. He was doing a Somul Wisal. He didn't eat for 30 days and 30 nights. After the 30 days was over, he then broke his fast and he cleaned out his mouth and brushed his teeth. And when he went now to receive the Torah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ta'ala told him that I want you to have that breath, that I loved the breath that you had when you were fasting for those 30 days. And I want you to have that breath. So he added 10 more days so that he could, of fasting, so that he can now have that breath when he gets the revelation and when Allah Ta'ala speaks to him. So these are the realities that are in the spiritual realm that aren't always like the physical realm. So we may feel tired, we may feel hungry, we may feel parched, um, but the soul is enjoying every moment of this fast. And these are the times when the dua can be accepted. So may Allah Ta'ala again reward everyone for joining on. And perhaps these du'as that we make while we're here together will be those that are accepted, as the believer has an accepted du'a every single day of Ramadan. And as I was saying at the very beginning, it's it's very likely that that du'a is answered right before the breaking of the fast. So alhamdulillah, we have our day of giving. Some of you may be wondering what this is. Some of you may be familiar with what it is because of past years. But every year, alhamdulillah, we do a lot of our heavy lifting to support our institute for teaching the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And alhamdulillah, we have this Launch Good campaign, and Launch Good is very good at engaging. They're very, alhamdulillah, creative and engaging with the different campaigns to encourage both those raising funds and both those giving funds, encouraging them to give more. So every day of Ramadan, they give bonuses for people who are able to raise and organizations that are able to raise a certain amount of funds. So we have this focused day of giving where we try to do a lot of the heavy lifting of this campaign on one day, and we coordinate our efforts so that hopefully we can trigger some of those bonuses and trigger some of those um, uh, some of those prizes, so that we can use that towards our ultimate goal, inshallah, of raising the funds to help with the tuition of our students, inshallah. So we start at 7 p.m. The day begins at 7 p.m. when they count that day, which is why we launch at 7 p.m. And it continues until 7 p.m. tomorrow. So whatever is in your heart, whatever Allah Ta'ala puts in your heart that you wanted to give, to share and support with our institute, we're hoping that you can do that, inshallah, now. And it'll be a source of encouragement. For these first 30 minutes is usually very crucial as people get inspired and people get encouraged. And then if you're, if you share this message with anyone else, they can also give it anytime until tomorrow, 7 p.m. So I will request, as sometimes funds are raised openly, that inshallah, if you are going to give a contribution, that you send it in the chat. Send it in the chat of the live and just let us know, alhamdulillah, this is so-and-so. You don't even have to mention your name. Maybe you have a screen name, which is kind of like people won't know who you are. And maybe you put, I'm giving $50, I'm giving $20, I'm giving $1,000. Whatever your contribution is, just share that and we'll do our best to try to track it. If you can share the Launch Good link that they'll give, it's already been shared and it's pinned.
Yep.
So you can see that it is pinned there. If you click on that link, then it'll take you to our campaign and it'll be easy to give there, inshallah. And inshallah, the reminder could be sent on the Cleveland Ilm that the live is taking place, and then also send that chat or the link to the Launch Good as well, so that people know where they can give, inshallah.
So you prefer to not use the box today?
The box will take you to this link, inshallah.
No. The actual donation box.
Donation box, that's correct.
Use the link instead.
That would be preferred, inshallah. Yes, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. That's why can I not? 15 watching now, 16 are on, alhamdulillah. Marhaban bikum. I'm trying to see where my chat is, my chat box. Why can't I see my chat box? If you guys come on and log in on the live session, drop a salam in the comments, please, and let us know that you're here. There you go. I see it. Alhamdulillah. We have mashallah, alhamdulillah. Our dear brother sent a $5,000 donation online and he kicked things off. May al-fadl lil-mutaqaddim. The virtue is for those who go first. And the ones who go first, they have a virtue like which isn't like those who go second. There's still virtue in everyone, but the first has a virtue. As-sabiqun al-awwalun. Those who are first will always have a special virtue, mashallah. And we have people on site as well, alhamdulillah. Even from out of town, different places. We have people coming from Solin, mashallah. Our dear brother Naji and his wife were able to come, and may Allah reward them for coming. It was nice to see them in Ramadan. And from the east side, from the west side, the north side, the south side, alhamdulillah. This is the beauty of our deen, that we all come together. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our dear brother Mati also came onto the chat, and he's traveling in and out of Cleveland. Oftentimes he relocated to the Texas area in Houston, but the connections are always there and the relationships are always there. So I definitely appreciate you guys coming and saying salam and spending some time with us. Now, I know sometimes people can be a little embarrassed or shy to share what they're going to give. But those of you, at least who are online, are requesting that, inshallah, you give something on, that you go ahead and post what you're giving, inshallah, as this becomes a means of encouraging people. Mashallah, we have our the dynamic duo, Daniel and Zaydan. Not Zaydan, it's Zaydan. Mashallah. And they are giving 2,000 towards this contribution. May Allah Ta'ala reward them and accept from them. Let me say also this, that Ramadan comes very quickly and it goes very quickly. It's hard to imagine. We're actually concluding the first 10 days now. So this is the first 10 days is coming to a close at Maghrib time. And the Prophet ﷺ in a lengthy hadith mentions that this is a month in which awwaluhu rahmah wa awsatuhu maghfirah wa akhiruhu itqun min an-nar. That the first 10 days of this month are mercy, and the middle 10 days are forgiveness, and the last 10 days are salvation from the fire. So we hope that this is a good way to close out the first 10 days, that whatever shortcomings we may have had up to this point, that Allah pardons us and forgives us. But if we finish strong, then we hope that, innamal a'malu bil khawatim, deeds are according to how they end. That if we end these first 10 days strong, that hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the full reward of the full 10 days of being attentive and conscious slaves for those 10 days, and not unmindful like we have been, at least maybe myself. May Allah help us be better and help us be more committed to Him. And then we kick off the middle 10. This is a good way, inshallah, to put a seal to the first 10 and to start off the middle 10. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have, mashallah, our brother Muhammad Hassan. We have our sister Elena, who's on, mashallah, whose kids come to our full-time Quran school. I see one of them here with us. His name is Ilyas, and he happens to be sitting very, very attentively, mashallah, in our gathering here in person. May Allah bless them, and also his sisters who are memorizing the Quran, full-time students of the Quran. May Allah make them all hufaz and to memorize the Quran and recite it beautifully throughout their life. We also have our brother Afnan Haq, mashallah, wa alaikum salam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, who logged in. Wa alaikum salam, inshallah. And may Allah Ta'ala reward all those who are coming in person. If you can still make it out here, marhaban bikum. We're having an iftar, and we have a dinner for everyone who would like to come, inshallah. So as I was mentioning, we're finishing up the first 10 days, and we're starting the middle 10. I often like to say how, subhanallah, the middle 10 can often get kind of neglected. And I think even us, we feel now like the initial excitement of Ramadan has kind of dissipated. And now we're kind of like in Ramadan mode. We're just feeling like this is the month of Ramadan. And we're feeling maybe even like, okay, the rigor, you start to feel the rigor of the month in these middle 10 days, because now the honeymoon phase of Ramadan has died down. And it's going to reignite for the last 10, because we know the last 10 have their own virtue. But the middle 10 can sometimes get neglected. Like Alian walked in right now. He's the middle child. He looks like he's kind of tired. He's been fasting all day, mashallah. Right. Middle child can sometimes feel like, the older one gets all the privileges because they're older. Younger one gets all the attention because they're the youngest. The middle one, mashallah, what about me? The middle 10 days of Ramadan is like this. But I want this message for all of the middle children out there too. We love you all the same. Alhamdulillah, and we do our best to exert ourselves and to work hard and to show commitment and devotion to Allah in these middle 10 days, just like we do in the first 10 and just like we do in the last 10. So this is a good way, inshallah, to, I hope, put a seal on those first 10 days, which are mercy, and to kick off the middle 10 days, which are forgiveness. May Allah Ta'ala accept, inshallah. So again, for those of you who are joining in online, we're up to about 25 watchers now, 25 people online with us. May Allah reward you for spending your evening with us. This is a very Mubarak time, and we are requesting your du'as at this time. The Prophet ﷺ mentions that every day and night of Ramadan, the believer has an accepted dua. An accepted dua. And every day and night of Ramadan, Allah spares and releases people from the hellfire who would have otherwise been destined to the hellfire. May Allah make us from those who are freed and alleviated and given salvation from the fire. And may Allah Ta'ala make us of those whose du'as are accepted. This is a time where we can make those du'as. We're requesting your du'as that Allah helps us in this work. It is a work which is the work of the Anbiya. It's the work of the Prophets. The Prophets are the ones who used to receive revelation, and it was a qawlan thaqila. It was a very weighty word. It was a very burdensome word. It's a very burdensome work also. The Prophet ﷺ, the moment he received his revelation, he knew that his life changed. And he said to his wife, La rahata ba'd al-yawm. He said, there's no more resting after today. He understood that once this revelation came to him and he realized who he was, he understood that there was not going to be any rest after that day. And he said this to his dear wife Fatima radiallahu anha. But as he approached his death, and his dear wife Fatima radiallahu anha had already went to her Lord, instead of having his wife next to him, who did he have? He had his dear daughter Sayyidatuna Fatima az-Zahra radiallahu anha. The daughter of Khadija was now with him, now in his final moments, towards the end of his life. And she was very sad because she saw that her dad was passing away. Her dear father, not just our Prophet, but also her father, Sallallahu was now passing away. And she was weeping and she was sad. So the Prophet Sallallahu brought her close and told her, oh, my daughter, La krabata ba'd al-yawm. No more hardship after today. Don't worry anymore. So now that he was getting ready to leave the world and he had fulfilled his duty and mission of prophethood, then he said and understood that after today there will be no more hardship, no more difficulties after today. And this is what made her smile after she had been crying. So this is a very burdensome, mashallah, a very burdensome work, but it's something that needs to be done because it is the work of the prophets. It has the highest virtue with Allah, and the people who support it, inshallah, will also have that very high virtue. We also have, mashallah, we have Santana Jones came on. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I love to see the non-Arabic names. Shows that perhaps this is one of our convert brothers and sisters who will be coming on. Little do you all know, but if you look on my ID, you're not going to see like an Arabic name. Right? So I have not changed my name legally on my ID, so it's still my birth name. Some of you know it, some of you don't know it. If I tell you what it is, you guys are going to laugh at me. You're not going to look at me the same. So we'll just keep it as Musa. But alhamdulillah, those of us who embrace Islam, this is what unites us. Whether your name is Musa or Santana or Amr Shah or Muhammadu, it doesn't matter what your name is. Your name could be Hello Kitty. And if you become a Muslim, then that's now a Muslim name. There was once a brother, his name when he became Muslim, his birth name was Pharaoh. So when he took Shahada, he changed his name to Musa. Right? So, this is the beautiful things of our deen. Wa alaikum salam to you, mashallah. We have, mashallah, Daniel Gonzalez is also on here. Alhamdulillah. There were people who, mashallah, dealt with these switching costs. So they were the ones who, mashallah, had to leave what they were taught growing up, and in many cases go against their own family. So it's important to work for them and to show support. And one of the things we try to do here is make sure we offer programs, even if it's on a smaller scale, for the community to come and learn some of the basics. MashaAllah. So apologize for having some technical difficulties for those of you who are on. Um, but for those of you who are still on, may Allah Ta'ala reward you for joining. May Allah bless you, inshallah. For everyone who's here and everyone else still watching also, alhamdulillah, this day of giving is going to take place for 24 hours. So I think you're going to see some messages on that Cleveland Ilm chat, inshallah. And there's going to be some encouragement for people to continue giving. And we request that you also spread the word and share the campaign with family and friends, and encourage them to also give during this day, inshallah. We're going to wrap it up for now, as I want everyone to spend their last moments in solitude and privacy, at least in their hearts with their Lord, to make some dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as we prepare to break the fast. We do request, inshallah, that you remember also the work that's being done here, and the students who are learning, and the families that are supporting them, to remember them in your du'as as well, as this is a very noble and great work. Do keep an eye out on the Cleveland Ilm chat to continue to support for the next 24 hours, and hopefully we can achieve our goal, inshallah. I was sharing with some of the others who came earlier, now wrapping up the first 10 days. The first 10 days come to a close with the setting of the sun, the first 10 days of which are mercy. And this is why we kind of call this from mercy to forgiveness, that we transition hopefully from this first 10 days of mercy to the middle 10 days of forgiveness, and that we stay committed, that even though we may feel a little tired now that 10 days have passed and we're starting to feel the rigor of Ramadan, mashallah, which we're supposed to feel, where there's no kind of glamour in those middle 10 days, that we keep striving to work hard and stay committed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during these 10 days. For all those who listened and joined, may Allah ta'ala reward you all, and stay up to speed with what we're doing for the next 24 hours. And may Allah ta'ala accept from all of you and all of us together. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على النبي الأمي وبارك وسلم.